Unfiltered Improv, full-flavored comedy from Toledo and beyond. Hello and welcome to Unfiltered, full-flavored comedy right here on the radio for your enjoyment. What is improv? Well, it is spontaneous humor dished up for you to enjoy by us, the lovely chefs here in the kitchen. Tonight we have Brian Poplowski, Gregory Schmitz, Paul Bergman, Charla Fasco, Bonnie Schmitz, Josh Kaiden, and yours truly, Robin Molly. Our first game of the night is called Good News, Bad News. News. Most of it sucks, but tonight our players are going to tell you the good news about some topic and then the bad news about that good news, followed by, you know what? Let's go with the good news about that bad news. All right. Josh, would you get us started with telling us the good news about emojis?
The good news about emojis is that soon they're going to displace language entirely, and all communication will just happen in emojis, both on our screens and verbally.
The bad news about it is that they're going to replace our language entirely, and everything's going to be just on screen and little pictures like that. That's also the bad news.
Well, the good news is that it's going to replace our language entirely. So instead of words, we're just going to have little pictures on screen. Let's see here. Greg, why don't you give us the good news about lower back pain?
The good news about lower back pain is that it's going to replace. I'm kidding. The good news about lower back pain is it's a reminder that you're still alive and you did something to mess it up, but still, it's one of the perks of being human is being able to feel, you know?
Beautiful.
The bad news about the fact that you're still alive and you can feel is that you still have to go up to work on Saturday morning because you picked up the weekend shift because they couldn't find anybody else.
Well, of course, the good news about picking up that weekend shift because they couldn't find anybody else. So there's actually, there's two things that are really good about this. The first is obviously the extra money you'll make. The second is that you will become that martyr type character that everyone loves, you know, the person that sacrifices themselves for the sake of the greater good, like the company. Yeah, that's right. Bonnie,
Hail
can
corporate.
Bonnie, can you give us the good news about major corporations?
The good news about major corporations is that they really keep our economy going. Just gonna leave it at that.
The bad news about keeping our economy going is that when your economy's got the runs, you really need a big toilet to accommodate that, and we don't quite have a large enough toilet to accommodate the running of our economy.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is now we are inspired to create a big enough toilet so that we can do this to our economy. I am so sorry. My beagle just decided to speak. Sorry.
Your beagle loves the economy.
No worries.
So, Robin, you really need to give us the good news about red wine from Michigan.
Oh, well, the good news about red wine from Michigan is that there's a 90% chance it contains those famous Michigan cherries, tart red cherries, Michigan cherries in that red wine from Michigan. Love it.
The bad news about cherries being in your Michigan wine or in wine in general is that they're disgusting and the wine ends up too sweet and it doesn't taste good.
The good news about the wine not tasting good is that you're an alcoholic and you really shouldn't be drinking it anyway. I didn't want to say anything, but as long as you brought it up, let's just admit it.
Well, before this turns into a group intervention of all of the interveners, let's go ahead and switch to our next game. This game is called Foursquare. Our players for this game are Bonnie, Paul, Charla, and Josh. The way it works is they will be performing in teams of two, and we will rotate from scene to scene, making fun edits along the way. All right. For Bonnie and Paul, let's get a suggestion for them of a location. Where are these two performers?
a music festival.
Music festival. All right. For Paul and Charla, let's get a suggestion of a relationship. How do these two know each other?
Magician and assistant.
Magician and assistant. All right. For Charla and Josh, let's get a suggestion of a bad joke that you recently heard.
Where do generals keep their armies? In their sleeveys.
Okay. Armies and sleeveys.
I like it.
Okay. And for Josh and Bonnie, I just want an object. Just give me any object for these guys.
Toilet paper
guillotine.
roll.
You know what? I simultaneously heard guillotine and toilet paper roll. So we're going to go with that good old fashioned toilet guillotine. All right. Let's start with Bonnie and Paul. Tell us your suggestions and we'll rotate through.
Music festival.
Music festival.
Paul and Charla.
Magician and assistant.
Charla and Josh.
Where do generals keep their armies? In their sleeveys.
In their sleeveys.
Josh and Bonnie.
Guillotine.
Guillotine,
Paper.
toilet guillotine.
Toilet
Yeah,
guillotine.
that's right. That's right. You guys
Toilet
got
key,
that one
nailed it.
right. Okay. We'll go ahead and rotate back to Bonnie and Paul. Take it away.
I don't know if I can do this for another day, man. Like it's been 3 already, and I've been tripping balls, and I can't do it anymore.
Me neither. I'm sweating all over, and by all over, I mean all over.
Rotate.
Okay, Marcus, would you just please reconsider coming back to the show?
No way. The last time that trick went down, I lost my thumb. And you think I want to lose another thumb?
Well, I mean, it could have been your leg.
Rotate.
I made you a vest.
Oh, that is so nice of you. I'll wear it with my first general's costume if I ever make it that far.
Well, it's not really appropriate for your reenactments because it says, F you, President Biden on it.
I told you to put that thing about Brandon on there.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That was too subtle for me.
Oh, right. I get it. Okay. I've changed my reenactments and now we're reenacting Black Friday at Walmart.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to say January 6th, but hey, whatever floats your boat.
Rotate.
Well, I guess I'm a eunuch now.
Oh
Look,
boy.
I told you to use the other bathroom, and I've been working on my inventions for a while.
I'm still unclear on what the goal was with this one.
I am selling it to Guantanamo.
Rotate.
Well, we're dead now, so I guess the music festival was worth it.
I'm just so glad that you and I died together at exactly the same time.
Yeah, I think that was it's probably the drugs. They were maybe the bad ones. I don't know. Because we did take them at the same time.
Yeah. We took them at the same time, and now we've got all of eternity to buy more drugs.
I have a feeling that you actually poison them now because you're really excited about spending eternity with me.
But I've been in love with you since 2 weeks ago, and I just
Don't you understand the friend zone, man?
Rotate.
Okay, Marcus, thank you for coming to see me in the hospital. I appreciate it. But I have to say this is partially your fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't make sure that the saw was fake.
Yeah, and that's why it cut my liver in half. But hey, I can share that liver with somebody else. So there's the good thing.
I know. I mean, transplant and donations happened all at the same time. We were so lucky on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, who knows? Maybe next time it'll be a lung.
Rotate.
I made myself a matching one for the Black Friday enactment, so now you and I can be best friends.
Oh,
Rotate.
All right. You've got a lot of other good qualities that are important to
You're
butts really
saying that,
round.
but I
That's
can
good.
see in your face that my machismo and my body was really what did it for you in this relationship. And now I've only got one of the two.
You still got that booty. So
Well, anyway, I'm just going to sit down on the toilet right next to that one. And...
I think maybe don't do
No,
that.
I mean, it looks so comfy.
I put a comfy
Oh my
feet on
God.
it.
And scene. All right, that was Foursquare. This next game is Advice Panel, and we're going to pass things over to Josh to host this one.
Okay, Advice Panel. Our players will be Robin, Brian, Greg, and Paul. The beauty of these 4 players is that we have had them locked in isolation booths, just learning and learning and learning, so that they have become, over time, experts on literally any topic that one might ask them about. So what's going to happen in this game is we are going to take questions from our audience, our live in studio audience, and our experts will use their expertise to answer those questions. So you want to ask about philately, you want to ask about the Jurassic period, whatever you ask about, these guys know it. They are that good. So can I get a question from one of our live audience members? Yes, ma'am.
how can I keep geese out of my yard?
Oh, how can I keep geese out of my yard? Greg, you want to take that one?
Absolutely. Yeah, as an expert in all things bird, I can tell you that what you really need is to spread, not to be crass, but the feces of different species of birds. I'm a poetry expert as well. But the feces of different species of birds throughout your yard. And that will keep the geese from going there, because obviously they need room to deposit said feces. And if other birds are there, they know that that's not the right spot to do that.
That's absolutely right, Greg. Everyone knows that geese can't poop on poop. And this has been used to control geese migration patterns for years, as a matter of fact. There was a community in Minnesota that was terrified of Canadian geese so bad that what they did is they built all of their homes and infrastructure out of poop so that the geese would not fly over. So this has proven to be a very effective technique.
That's true. That's true. As a Minnesotan, I can vouch for the fact that they really did magnificent things there with the architecture, the fecal architecture, as they referred to it. As a matter of fact, they used to do the winter ice palace every winter, where they would build these magnificent castles and sculptures out of ice. It became such a tradition that preceding that, to prevent the migration of the Canadian geese coming through in the fall, and they would then build the feces castles and have the sculptures and the castles and everything made out of the poop of many different types of birds, of course. And these birds would be exotic birds. We're talking emu poop. We're talking ostrich poop. We're talking turkey poop, okay? Poops that you would not recognize with your own 2 eyes. So that it really made these textures and layers of beautiful different colors. It was just really something to see, really a sight to see there. Brought tourists from all around the world.
I totally agree with that, Robin. I was researching that on National Geographic as you were. I was just remembering the article that I read last week. But what that article also said that's even more effective than different types of animal poop and exotic bird poop sculptures is the vomit of said birds. So if you get the birds to vomit all over the place, that for sure will prevent the Canada geese from even coming within 6 miles.
Wow.
Okay. Well, thank you, experts, for that. And also thank you for Robin for referencing my favorite of all the poops, the emo poop.
The emo. Yeah, sorry,
So,
eat that emo.
Can I get another question for our panelists about any area of expertise?
Yeah, I've been wanting to evolve into my final form as a king lizard, and I would like to know how best to make my last steps to my final form.
Paul, you want to take this one?
Oh, that's an easy one, Bonnie. To evolve, you first need to set all your phasers to stun. And I know you have a lot of phaser guns. And before you shoot them, you need to make sure they're all set to stun before you shoot yourself.
Well, I just want to say that as an expert on suicide and suicide prevention, mostly, I think that I just want to go ahead and right now say that evolving to your next form does not necessarily have to mean killing the current form that you're in. So, shooting yourself might not be the answer for everybody, but Bonnie, for you in your instance with trying to become that lizard king, it is absolutely the case. You need to kill yourself. You need to kill yourself hard. Okay. Don't just set those phasers to stun, set those phasers to stun and shred and explode and just all of that. Just anything that seems like it's going to totally obliterate your current existence. It's the only shot you've got.
Okay, so as a metaphor expert, I think I'm pretty confident in saying that the phasers in this situation are your new habits. And by killing yourself, you mean your old bad self psychologically that was keeping you from reaching your goals of being a lizard king. So yeah, definitely this is all metaphorically speaking and not literal.
Of course.
And as the resident's self-esteem expert, I also would like to concur that it's not the answer. Evolving to your final form does not mean your previous form was terrible or worth wiping off the face of the earth. None of us are saying that, obviously, but sometimes if you shoot yourself with a ray gun, it can do some cool stuff. So I think maybe start small, like blow off a toe or something. And of course, as my colleague said, if you have them set to stun, you're only going to stun your little toe. So that's not that big of a deal. And it's worth trying. And we'll see what you become.
Well, thank you so much, experts, for that and for clarifying that Unfiltered Improv is not endorsing suicide as a solution to any problem. And as for homicide, maybe we'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah, decidedly anti-suicide
on
this show.
Okay. We're going to close our game there on that cheery note and move on to our final game for the day, which is called Breakup Lines. I will give our players a location. Such as a dentist office, and they will give you a breakup line appropriate for that location. So if I were to say dentist office, they might say, well, the tooth is, I don't love you anymore. So players, to get us started, how about a petting zoo?
I've just got to say that I was all for the petting zoo, but the heavy petting zoo is not for me.
You keep trying to feed me these little pellets that you get out of that quarter machine, and it's disgusting.
I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. You just smell like poop just all the time. You just always smell like poop.
That little thing you do, it just gets my goat.
Looking at all these adorable goats makes me realize that this relationship is just bad.
I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. You were a lot more exciting when I was younger.
I'm okay with the petting part, but the people watching, that's the part.
Yeah.
I'm feeling too caged in this relationship.
Yeah, I feel like I really need to bail on this relationship.
I just can't help but feel like you're an emo emu, and I've got to get out of here.
I'm sorry. Things just really changed when you started charging me for admission.
Okay, how about KFC? KFC.
I think it's self-explanatory that I'm leaving you because you brought me to KFC.
By the way,
you slept with 7 dudes named Herb.
And they were spicy.
by the way, I just went online and found out that your bowls are famous, so I'm out of here.
And this relationship has really kicked the bucket.
I'm sorry, but you are no longer finger licking good.
Okay, how about Mount Olympus? Mount Olympus.
You know, it was really cool when you were a swan, but now that I realize you're a god, I'm just not as into it.
It was a Herculean effort to keep this relationship going.
I'm sorry, Thor, but you just can't hammer me like you used to.
I think I want to dismount your Olympus.
Oh.
I'm just not a fan of your Titans. I don't
Sorry,
know.
Hermes, but you just, you come too fast.
We're sure that's radio friendly, are we?
Absolutely.
All of that Hera down there is just turning me off.
I've just gotten too tired of these nights at the Apollo.
I just met this Roman guy, and he's just like you in every way, but seems newer and more interesting.
Okay, and finally, players, our last location is the Ear Doctor. The Ear Doctor.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Come again?
Oh.
Every time I come in here, you're waxing off, and I can't have that.
I'm sorry. I just don't want to put it there.
Oh.
I think that your piercings are throwing me off.
You've been spending all this time online, and you keep giving me all these Q-tips, and I don't like it.
You keep wanting to put a ring on it, and I'm just not interested.
I need to break up with you because I heard that you're giving all of your partners hearing aids.
Oh,
And on that note, sorry, and my phone ringing. Take us home, Robin.
Home is where the heart is, and we hope that you hearted our improv tonight. Tune in again next week. Thanks. Bye. Unfiltered Improv, full-flavored comedy from Toledo and beyond. Hosted by Robin Molly and Josh Kynan, with editing by Robin Molly. Recorded for Homegrown Toledo Creatives on WAKT React Radio.